welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlotte. Today we have another book haul. I am shocked at how quickly book mail crept up on me. These boxes are a bit fake because I already have opened everything, but to give you some idea, these boxes contain probably not even half of book mail. So we've got some special editions, some publisher mail, and then also just other books that I've bought. So let's get into it. Hopefully, for my TBR's sake, next month will not be as bad. But I somehow went off the rails this month, so I thought I may as well film a book haul out of it and get some use out of it. I think I'm going to start with the books that I bought myself, even though it's meant to be on a sort of book buying ban. So these are like the random purchases. But I think I'm going to start out with a couple new releases that I've been really excited for that my pre-orders came in for. So the first one is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. So if you haven't heard of this is the third book in the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. It's a small town, I think they're all single dad romances. I loved the first two. The first one was Wild Love and then Wild Eyes, and this is the author of the Chestnut Spring series, which is huge cowboy romance series that everybody knows about. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I love the first two. I was very intrigued about the couple that this one's gonna follow, so I'm very excited. The next new release that I have is The Rebel Witch. This is the second book in the Crimson Moth duology. So the first book is The Crimson Moth, except it's called, in the US, I think it's called Heartless Hunter. But I loved The Crimson Moth. I thought it was so good. I give it 5 stars. It's a witch versus a witch hunter, so really good. Enemies to lovers. It's young adult. The ending was wild. I'm ready for book 2. So I am so excited for this. I've already seen some people reading it, but I haven't quite picked it up yet, but I'm very keen. Another newish release, it came out a few months ago, but I finally went and bought it, and that is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bottom Young. I loved Out on a Limb by Hannah Bottom Young and also her other 2 books, Next of Kin and Next to You. And this is like a little duology with Out on a Limb. So I am so excited for this. I love Hannah Bottom Young's writing. If you haven't checked her out yet and you like Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry, those kind of authors, I would highly recommend. So yeah, I'm so excited for this. I actually have no idea what it's about, but I trust Hannah Bottom Young now. So very excited. The next one is one that is like just a pure random Big W purchase that I probably didn't need, but it's called Eat Your Heart Out. The cover is so cute, and what sold me was the back, which said Emily Henry meets Emily in Paris. You stick Emily Henry's name on anything and I will probably buy it because I am a sucker for marketing and publishers know what they're doing when they say Emily Henry vibes. So I'm really excited for this. The back sounds really interesting. On the front it says, rival food writers, an intense challenge on the French Riviera, knives out. That sounds perfect. I think it's gonna be like enemies to lovers, lots of food. It sounds great. So I'm very excited to read this. Okay, and the next book was one I spotted in Big W. I didn't buy it, but I put it on my wish list and one of my friends sent it to me, which was very sweet. So that is Give Me Butterflies by Gillian Meadows. And first of all, this cover is so cute. Like, I'm obsessed with it. And this one sounds really good. It's got like one of the quotes from Hannah Bottom Young on the back, so that intrigues me. And it's also like compared to Ali Hazelwood's STEMinist books, and from the back it sounds like it's like Grumpy Sunshine, and she's works in STEM, so she's really smart, and it sounds like it's gonna be like a good romance that also has like an emotional subplot. So I'm very keen. This sounds really good. The cover is really cute. Okay, next I have a whole stack of books that I got from Bookspot Cafe. So I think I mentioned them in my last haul. They're an Australian online bookstore. They help get in a lot of the US and UK special editions. And I am also friends with the owner, and she is absolutely lovely. And me and my friend went down and stayed with her for a night, and all her stock is in her house. So I had to go through every single book on that bookshelf, which was so much fun. And there was so many more books on there that she has in stock than I realized. So I ended up getting a whole bunch more books. And then I ended up ordering a couple more like a week later because she had some other cool ones in stock. So she is the reason I'm gonna go broke. Definitely check out Bookspot. They have so many good books and so many of the like special editions that you think are only in the UK and US. they're over here in Australia as well. Okay, so one that I had to get was Story of My Life by Lucy Score, and this one has the beautiful sprayed edges. They are so pretty. I'm obsessed. I haven't read that many Lucy Score books. I read Things We Never Got Over when it was like really big and I liked it. The second one came out, I thought it was okay, but I still have never picked up the third one for whatever reason. Anyway, I have seen a lot of people reading this one and really enjoying it. So I have been very keen to pick up another one of her books and see what I think. I've also noticed a lot of her other books have been like republished in new covers, and they're all available in Big W. So if I like this, I might go back and pick up some of her others. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just obsessed with the sprayed edges. They're beautiful. Another one that I was so excited to get was Go Luck Yourself. And this is the second book after The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think. Hopefully that shows up on the back. And I read that around Christmas and I was obsessed. Like, it was such a fun Christmas book. It basically is set in this world that is like ours, but basically like Santa Claus and like all the holidays are like real people and they're like royalty. So like in the first book we were following the royal Christmas family, and there's like an Easter family and like all of that, and it was just so fun. Like, it just gave me the vibes of like watching a like really fun Christmas rom-com with like that little bit of like magicalness in it, but not being like a full-on magical fantasy, if that makes sense. So this is the second one in the series, and this looks like it's following one of the princes of Christmas and then also St. Patrick's Day. So that is fun. And basically they do have these in like Australian covers, but I bought the first one in the US cover with the sprayed edges, so I wanted the US one, the second one to match. It's got these pretty green edges and I just like the covers more. I'm so excited for this. Like, I think it'll be just like a really fun and easy read, so I'm very keen. The next one that I picked up is House of Roots and Ruin, and this is actually the second book in a duology, I believe. I think the first one's House of Salt and Sorrows. I haven't read it yet, but I have it on my TBR shelf. I've heard really, really good things about it, so I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna pick up the second one as well. I honestly don't know much about this duology. All I've heard is that it's really good, so I can give you more details once I've actually read it, but I'm very excited. Next, I have a whole series. It is the Trial of the Sun Queen series. So, Trial of the Sun Queen, Rule of the Aurora King, Fate of the Sun King, and Tale of the Heart Queen. I have been meaning to pick up this book slash series like since the first one came out because it sounds so good and so fun. From my understanding, the first book in the series, it's like a fantasy romance meets like The Bachelor. I love reality TV, so I was sold from that, and I've been wanting to read that for so long. Basically, it looks like in this one, she's in the Sun Queen trials. I'm thinking of it as like The Bachelor vibes, kind of like The Selection, I think. But yeah, I don't really know too much more about it apart from it's fantasy. I've heard pretty good things about the first book. I'm not sure about the rest of the series, but I'm really, really keen to pick this one up. And then the last one that I got from Bookspot was Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. And this is a book I have seen everywhere. Every single person that I've seen like read an advanced copy of it has pretty much given it 5 stars. They've said it's amazing. They said it's similar vibes to Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I liked. I didn't love it, but I know it's got a huge fan base for it. But this one is about 2 characters who are basically fated to fall in love in every lifetime, but also kill each other in every single lifetime, which I love. And they just keep reincarnating, and then the same fate happens every single time. That is such a good concept. I can definitely see the like Addie LaRue vibes with it. Also, the cover is just beautiful, and yeah, like I said, I just heard such good things about this. So yeah, this edition that I got is the UK one, so it's got sprayed edges, and then it's got like these end papers and also a quote on the front. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one. This is like one of my very highly anticipated reads. Okay, I think I'm gonna move into special editions that I've got. So the first set that I have are the Fairyloot February books. So I have the 3-book subscription, so I get the Romancy, Adult, and YA, although I have skipped already 2 out of the 3 months. So hopefully I don't use all my skips up too quickly. But February I was really excited for. I love Fairyloot. They're probably my favorite subscription just because I feel like they knock it out of the park with their books every single time. They're always beautiful and they tend to have more like book picks that I'm gonna be into. So the first one is the Rose Bargain, and this, I feel like this could be my favorite. It's so beautiful. Give like a quick little tour of the edges. And this one is apparently vibes of like Bridgerton, like Regency era fantasy with fae and slash like bachelor kind of vibes. So I am very excited for this. It's gorgeous. I was already gonna buy this book if I didn't get the special edition, so I'm very keen for this one. The end papers are gorgeous, and the naked hardcover is stunning. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one. The next one I have is the one I know everybody is obsessed with, and that is Iron and Embers. And I'm actually really excited for this book because I read Blood and Steel last year and I was obsessed with it. It was so good. I still need to finish the series, but basically this book is like the start of a spin-off series from that series. So I would recommend reading Blood of Steel first, and that series, it's 4 books. I will be reading that before I get to this one, but I've heard really good reviews about this book, so I'm very excited. And Fairyloot did a stunning job with the special edition. So quick little tour, edges, and my favorite part is the naked hardcover because it looks like this, and it looks like a little old tiny kind of book. And then end papers, beautiful. That was the romantasy box. Oh, and the Rose Bargain was the young adult, and then this is the adult. I don't know too much about this one, but it mentions trials, so you know what, that's basically all I've got from it. But this is the cover. This is the Scorpion and the Night Blossom. I remember when I read the description, it sounded really good. Naked hardcover. The end paper art is beautiful. I don't know if the back, oh yeah, the back is different. And the reverse dust jacket is also beautiful. So yeah, this one sounds really good as well. Next up, I have Owlcrate, and this was the young adult book for March, and it was Our Infinite Fates, which this is the like standard UK cover. And then this was the special edition. I'm not that obsessed with like the regular dust jacket, like I don't know, I think I just love the pinks so much, but like it is pretty. But I will show you my favorite part. It's got a reverse dust jacket. I really like this artwork, it's very pretty. And then there is a foiling hardcover here, but my favorite part is the end papers. I think they are beautiful. And that's the other one. I'm obsessed. So yeah, already done the spiel on what this book is about, but okay. And then the last Fairyloot books that I have are very exciting. It's their special editions of the Dreamland Billionaire series, which I love this series so much. It is like one of my OG fave series. When I got into reading, I remember it was really big like a couple years ago. My favorite is Terms and Conditions, and that's still my favorite Lauren Asher book to date. So this series is a billionaire romance series. It follows 3 brothers. Each book is like a different brother, and basically their grandpa has passed away, and he's like given them a list of tasks to complete before they can receive their inheritance. And so each book follows a different brother completing their task and falling in love, of course. Oh, and they're like really rich because they own this like theme park that's meant to be like Disneyland, which I also love because I love Disneyland. So yeah, these are the straight edges, which are beautiful. These are the covers. I'm just gonna go quickly through them. The fine print, terms and conditions, and final offer. They each have end papers with character art, which is like my favorite thing ever. So this one is for the fine print, terms and conditions, and final offer. The naked hardcovers then are really cute. They have like a little, they're all very purple, which I love, and they've got like a foiled design, sort of similar to like whatever's on the front of the book regularly, and then the back has like, I don't know if you'll be able to see very well, but just like little pictures of like things that are relevant to the story. And then this is what they all look like together. Love. They are so pretty. I love them, and I love this series. It was hard because Fairyloot puts this sale a week apart from the Chestnut Springs sale, and it was also like a few weeks till Christmas. And I think if they had separated the sales, I would have bought both of them, but they didn't, and I was like, these are really expensive sets. So I picked this one, which I know is the more minority because Chestnut Springs sold out and is now being resold for a lot of money, but feeling strong in my decision because I just love this series so much, and even more than Chestnut Springs. So anyway, you don't care, that's just my story time because I've been so jealous of seeing everyone getting their Chestnut Springs books. So yeah, that is those books. Okay, on to the final stack of books, and this stack is publisher mail. So I don't know how I have been so blessed in the last month, but I have never got this much publisher mail in my life. Like, this is more publisher mail than I got in like the entire year last year, and I got it in like a month. So even if I get nothing for the rest of the year, I am so grateful. I don't even know what to say, but yeah, let's get into it. Just want to say I am very grateful for anything that I receive, and yeah, my mind is kind of blown. I don't understand. Yes, anyway, I could talk about how my mind is blown and how grateful I am for a while, so let's just get into it. So this first one is actually one I literally just received today, and it is from Allen and Unwin, which is an Australian publisher, and it is Blood Moon Bride, and this is a YA fantasy. It's out April 1st, and this sounds so good, but also like it's going to be really sad. But the premise is, I will read, I got a little card with the art and then like a note from the author. So it says, "Dear reader, imagine a world where girls as young as 15 are lined up on a stage, washed, scented and wrapped in thread and paraded in front of old men who wait impatiently to make them their wives. Welcome to Manama Valley, a frightening patriarchal world where a girl's worth is measured not by her mind and her heart, but by the highest breed on show day and her ability to breed children." And then it says, "Our heroine, Rhea, 15, does not want to marry and resists this practice, choosing instead to fight for justice, equality, and agency over her own mind and body." So I really like that. I like the sound of it, even though it sounds like it's going to make me sad. The author also goes on to talk about how, even though it's fiction, the book echoes the plight of millions of girls around the world who become child brides every year. And yeah, I just really liked this note. I will hold it up if anyone wants to read. But this sounds really good, kind of dark for a young adult, but I'm excited to see what happens in it. Thank you so much, Alan and Unwin. Okay, the next books. These were like a complete surprise. Book mail from HarperCollins/Harlequin. All 3 books in the Dark Element series, because I think there's 3. And this is the series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, who is probably best known for the series from Blood and Ash. It's one of her older series, and I believe they just got like new covers done last year, which is why they were like newly released. So we have White Hot Kiss, Stone Cold Touch, and Every Last Breath. I honestly don't know too much about the series itself, other than it's young adult fantasy with, I assume, some romance because it's JLA. I've heard really good things about this series, so I was really excited. Like, she's a big author. I was screaming. So I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I can't wait to read these. Okay, and the next book is from Simon & Schuster, and it is Close Protection by Eden Victoria. Now, first of all, how cute is this cover on the spine? So this one is a young adult, I believe, romance, and it's a bodyguard romance. Basically, it sounds like it's got like a rich heiress and she has to get like a bodyguard for her protection. This is apparently written by a BookTok creator, Eden Victoria. So that is very cool for her. Came with this bookmark as well. I'm really keen to read this and see how it is. I think this one is already out as well. Okay, the next book is from Mills and Boon / Romance NZ / HarperCollins, I guess, and that is Shoot Your Shot by Lexi LaFleur Brown. This is a hockey romance. Yes, he's playing hockey. The hockey romance, that's really all I know, honestly, but that's all I need to know. The cover is very cute. It sounds good. I've heard some pretty good things. One was also very exciting because this is one that came in like a full-on little box that had like a cookie in it as well, with like the cover like printed on it. It was so cool. I was so excited. I've never got like a little thing from Mills and Boon like that before, so I was very excited. But this one sounds really good. I love a hockey romance. The next one that I got is from Harlequin / HarperCollins, and it is I Bet You'd Look Good in a Coffin by Katie Brent, and this is book 2 to How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. And this is meant to be like a, I think like a, not a thriller, but like a comedy. How do you even describe this? I think it's like a murdery book, but like a comedy, if that makes sense. I'm excited. I want to read the first one first because I haven't read it, but I'm very excited. I've heard the first one is really, really good. Okay, next I have one from Allen and Unwin, and this is Better Days by Claire Zorn, and this one sounds really good. It was sort of compared to Taylor Jenkins Reid books, so I think more of like a literary fiction one. And I think it was also compared to like Daisy Jones. Like I think there's a musical element to it, a novel about love, chaos, and the music in between. Sounds really good. Cover is very cute. I think this one is already out. I'm really excited for this one. If you compare something to Taylor Jenkins Reid, I'm probably gonna read it. Okay, so then I have a couple thrillers from HarperCollins. So I have When She Was Gone by Sarah Foster. Also The Wolf Tree by Laura McCluskey. This one is already out, but this is the art copy, which is so cool. So this one says, 2 detectives are trapped on a Scottish island. They have 6 days to investigate a mysterious death, but on lonely, remote Eilean Ida, there is more than one dark tale to be told. I guess when it comes to a thriller, I don't want to know too much. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I have seen this one around quite a lot. I've heard good things, so I'm very excited. And then as for this one says, Rose was torn away from her daughter. Now is she the only one who can save her? Again, I don't really want to read the back, so I can go into it completely blind, but this one sounds really good as well. I don't read a lot of thrillers. I just sort of read them every now and then as like a sprinkle in between my romance and fantasy. So having a couple is perfect for that. And I think this one comes out early April. Next one that I have is actually really exciting. Because I feel like it's a pretty big author, and that is Gifted and Talented by I never know how to say her name, Olivie Blake, but she is the author of the Atlas 6 series and also Masters of Death. I am nervous to pick this one up because I didn't like the Atlas 6. I was really bored, and I know it's a really popular book. It wasn't for me. So I haven't picked up any of her books since. This one does sound interesting though, and I have heard like pretty good things about a lot of her other books, so I am excited to read it, but I am a bit nervous. Okay, I read the blurb. I don't like fully understand, but it sounds like there's like this family with a CEO dad, so I'm guessing rich, and the kids are like gifted and talented, but like magically, and the dad dies, and then the kids are trying to figure out who inherits the throne, and they're like very gifted. So we'll see. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I was very excited to like receive this because I know Olivie Blake is so loved, and so I'm excited to give her another chance and see what I think, because I have heard really good things about her writing. Okay, we are down to the last book, and it is the one I was most excited to receive, and that is Oathbound by Tracy Dion. This is the 3rd book in the Legendborn cycle series, and I read Legendborn and Oathbound when Oathbound came out, so I think it was like towards the end of 2022. So it's been quite a while. It's been like 2.5 years since I read it. I actually have just done a reread through audiobook of those two, and I loved them. I gave them 5 stars on my first read, 5 stars on my second read. They're such good young adult fantasies. The fantasy world is so complex and interesting and detailed and built up so well. It is like an urban fantasy, I think it would be, because it is set in like the normal world, but then there's like magical stuff going on. It's all based on like Arthurian legend, so like I don't know if I said that right, but like King Arthur, all of that. So it's very unique magic system. And I love our main character Bree, and I love all the characters in the book. The found family is so good. There's a very small subplot of romance that is done so well. Bree is such a good main character. I love her. So yeah, basically, I was so excited to get this one because this is literally one of my most anticipated reads for the whole year. I have been waiting like 2 years for this. I have not read it yet. I just, like last week, finished my reread of the first two. So I'm gonna start this one very soon. I'm so excited. This was like the best mail ever. So yeah, thank you, Simon & Schuster. I cannot wait. Okay, we have reached the end of the haul. I don't even know how much is in shot, but yeah, I don't know how there ended up being so many books. Not all of them are adding to the TBR, so that's okay. And I do love getting like my special editions, and I'm very grateful for any like publisher mail. So I'm very excited for all of those. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what books you've bought recently or which of these you are excited to read as well. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye. I'm looking for a